If one drops identification with one's own body and mind, which are accumulations of food and impressions, then one shall know stillness within. That is all it takes to become meditative. Meditation is not an act, meditation is a quality. If the quality or the fragrance of meditation has to arise within you, the simplest thing you have to do is, you create a little distance or disidentify with your own body and your mind. How do we do this? Well, you have to first of all understand what you call as my body is accumulation of the food that you have eaten. What you call as my mind is the impressions that you have taken in through five senses. So if you become conscious of this one fact, that body and mind are accumulations, and start distancing yourself, close your eyes and create a distance. There are meditations offered through the Miracle of Mind app that if you sit with it for 7 minutes a day, you will understand, or experientially you will know that what you call as my body and mind are accumulations. There is no problem with the accumulation, but knowing what is me and what is not me is important. Once there is a little distance between your physiological process and yourself, your psychological process and yourself, the bliss of being will arise within you. This is what is referred to as meditativeness. Once again I repeat, meditation is not an act, it's a quality. By distancing yourself from the accumulated stuff in our life which belongs to this planet, which belongs to our experiences in this world, if you keep that distance, then one's being will blossom into blissfulness. Once there is a little space between yourself and your body, between yourself and your mind, this is the end of suffering. Because there are only two kinds of suffering, physical suffering and mental suffering. Daily investing a little bit of time in this can take you to that place where you are beyond suffering. Once there is no fear of suffering within you, then you are constantly in a meditative space which leaves you blissful and empowers you to act in this world in an effective manner. Once intelligence and the body itself works at its best only when there is a pleasantness of experience within you. There is substantial scientific and medical evidence to show that in a state of pleasantness, one's body and mind functions at their highest capability. May you know the miracle of mind and never move towards any sort of mental illness. Mental illness is not a joke. Mental illness is one of the most painful things that can happen to a human being, and nobody can think in terms of I'm immune to it. As we have to work for physical well-being, we have to work for our mental well-being. On this International Mental Health Day, make yourself a commitment that you and those who are dear to you, you will ensure that you shall never move towards mental illness, but only mental well-being. This is my wish and my blessing, that you should never dip into that state where you are mentally ill. You must be well, because being mentally well is fundamental for general well-being and a successful life.